Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacob Ferguson. Today we're going to be talking about All Stars 10 Episode 8. The girls had to do country music things, girl groups, and category on the runway was Night of 1,000 Miley Cyruses. So yeah, let's get into that. Scoreboard, Ginger has 3 points, Daya has 2 points, the rest of them have 0, but that's all about to change because the pairs of queens end up just swapping points, and I think that that's the most fair, and that's why they did what they did, and to put Daya and Ginger in the top together, so that way the other queens had, multiple points. I guess we need to talk about the fandom's outrage against Ginger real fast, because, part of me understands why people are upset. But you should be upset with Ginger. You should be upset at production. But also, a case could be made for both Lydia, Georges, Bosco, and Irene that they were that they also were heavily favored by the judges. Right? How do I put this? Irene won all 3 of her challenges. She only won 1 lip sync, but she won all 3 of her challenges. And yes, she was great, but there were other queens that were also great in that bracket, and I didn't see, that's favoritism right there. Because people were just excited that Irene was winning something. Bosco was high, and then in the top 2. Both times, she was in the top 2. There was no favoritism allegations, because Bosco was this cunty woman who everybody wanted to sleep with. I loved. I couldn't go 5 minutes on X or Twitter rather. Fuck the name X. On Twitter or Instagram without somebody gushing about how they love Bosco so much in the competition, and Irene surprising them, and oh my gosh, and they surprised me too because I was good for them. And of course Aja got in because she was voted in by the queens, but also, it made sense that she was able to get in. And then of course you had the messy bracket season 2 thing, where I think Lydia, she did the best in the first challenge, but the second challenge could have easily gone to Carrie Colby. But it was because Rue likes Lydia. Rue wanted to see Lydia in the top. But because she's a twink and everybody's favorite twink, apparently, because everybody loves Lydia, to the point where it's kind of creepy that you guys are just, constantly talking about Lydia and Corey. And, I'm glad that they made their relationship, public knowledge, but, we don't need to be let's invade their personal life and see what everybody's up to in Corey and Lydia's neighborhood. I don't think we need to do that, and it kind of weirds me out the amount of people who love Lydia would actively probably take a grenade for her even if she didn't know their names. That's weird. I wouldn't take a grenade for any of these drag queens quite yet. If I got to know one of them and they were nice and we hung out and became friends, maybe. But I wouldn't do that. Y'all treat them like they're part of your family, and it's a little bit weird. And not like a cis, like a girl. When I reference and say cis, that was bad and all of that, I'm not talking about them like they're my actual sister. That's just me being friendly. Y'all treat them like you knew Lydia and Corey, and you guys went to high school together, and it's please stop immediately. And Georges, everybody was fawning over Georges because she was Georges, but I could see the favoritism there as well. She was in the top 2 because they wanted her to be. So now when we get to bracket 3 and Denali isn't winning anything for the first episode, and we have all these, again, twinks, who are just, foaming at the mouth for Denali, it's that's great. I'm glad that you're supporting these queens, but do we have to bring Ginger Minj down with her because Ginger's doing great? Yeah, there is favoritism with Ginger Minj. I can clearly see it with Rupaul, but the problem is that Rupaul loves Ginger. Otherwise, she wouldn't have come back 4 times. I think the only case, an instance where he didn't love Ginger Minj was in on All Stars 2, because they sent her home early. But other than that, RuPaul has even expressed it on the runway during her Blue Ball runway. I love Ginger Minj. Like, she adamantly adores Ginger, and Ginger, if she wins this season, is gonna be great for the All Stars community. We've never had a plus size winner of an American franchise, let alone an All Stars franchise. So having both of them, having both of that taken care of, would be great. But I can't stand the hate for her, because I'm not about to throw hate to Lydia. I'm not about to throw hate to Georges or Bosco or Irene, because I love these queens. These queens are awesome. But, like, y'all have no problem doing the same to Ginger, because she's plus size and because you're tired of seeing her on her screens. But yet Jujubee can come back 4 times and be fine. Kennedy and Alexis can come back 4 times and be fine. Well, technically 3 for Kennedy. But Alexis Mateo can come back 4 times and be fine. Eureka, well, okay. There's another thing. Eureka came back 4 times, and one time it was warranted, then the next time it was fine. But then for Canada versus the World, everybody had a problem with it. And I saw a lot of valid reasons for that, but also fat. That's the reason that people hated on her. She was fat. Like, you're asking these queens to be skinny. Now, it doesn't make sense. So make it make sense, because your faves might win. Denali might make it past the merge. But with the attitude that Denali has right now, I don't know if she's going to. Right? Let's talk about the challenge. They did a mini challenge about Clueless. I haven't seen the movie. I know some of the lines from it, but I know all the gays, even older gays, just clasp their necks. I just haven't seen it. I've seen Tu Wong Fu. You know, I've seen Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I've seen a lot of gay movies, but Clueless I haven't seen. I also have not watched Legally Blonde yet. I've seen the musical adaptation. I just haven't seen the original production, and I saw the musical adaptation when I was 8. Because my mom's old job, they were putting it on. So I went to go see it, and it was, from what I remember, it was okay, but I don't remember it at all. So, anyway, what's next? They get into girl groups, and here's the thing. I don't know why they did country, because they knew Ginger was on here, but you also have Cynthia Lee Fontaine and Alyssa Hunter, who are the farthest from country that you can get, in the fact that they are from Puerto Rico, which is an island, and they speak Spanish. And now you're saying, okay, do country. It's like when Selena Estidis had to do country, but unlike Cynthia and Alyssa, Selena could actually, like, do the country, like, twang. And she was really good. And I'm not saying that Alyssa and Cynthia sucked at all. They actually, we'll talk about it. But we see a lot of workroom interactions. Ginger knows that she can slay either one of these songs. She has a country album out, and she is talking with Alyssa, who's like, I want Trailer Hitch. The one of the songs is called Trailer Hitch. The other one is Key Your Car. And she goes, okay, well, you know, I could do both of these songs. So I'm gonna just, because there was an odd number of queens that wanted to do that. So Cynthia, Daya, and Ginger are in the top 3, or in the not in the top 3. They're not in the top 3. They're doing Key Your Car. Alyssa, Denali, and Acid are doing Trailer Hitch. And I have to say that the groups have a really strong person with a semi-stronger person and then a weaker person. I'm going to be completely real with you. Cynthia and Alyssa are kind of the weaker links of the two, because we don't know what Cynthia can do, because she hasn't done a girl group before, because both times they have not done a girl group when she's been on there, and it's been like literally either the second episode or the next episode or whatever, At least on season 8 it was. And then with Alyssa, she also hasn't done it. She did a talent show and then was gone like 2 episodes later. So with Acid and Daya, at least both of them, like Daya won her girl group challenge, and Acid is stronger probably like country music wise than Alyssa Hunter is. So that's why I put both of them. And then Denali's a mover, and Ginger's already released a country album, so it just makes sense that both of them would kind of be the leaders. But Daya leads the Keter Car Queens. Denali leads the other ones. And I have to say, Denali's like choreography is good. I think that she's a better choreographer than Daya was. And so it made sense for both of them to. It made sense that, like, hey, those queens were great. During the recording session, Cynthia surprises everybody, but she shouldn't have. And I kind of was surprised, but then I was like, oh yeah, she's a trained opera singer. So I mean, like, good for Cynthia for being there. And I have to say that we'll get into it. Everybody does like okay with the vocals except for Alyssa Hunter. Orville Peck is also there. I guess taking a break from Miss Cabaret, I suppose. Or not Cabaret. Yes, Cabaret, not Chicago. I always get the two confused. Yeah, Cabaret. He hadn't even done it yet. But anyway, he helps out. I think he should have been the guest judge instead of Jamal Sims. Hot take, I know. Jamal's awesome. I love him. But I was a bit confused as to why he was there. So yeah, they do the recording vocals and they do the dancing. Let's talk about runways and performance. Up first is Acid Betty. This is her look. God damn it, I keep on forgetting. This is her look. And it's Night of 1,000 Miley Cyruses. I cannot tell you where this is from. They said it. I think it was from a VMAs thing. Let me turn the brightness up just for me. Okay. So in the performance, she says that she's channeling Large Marge from Pee Wee Herman. I know that reference. She's the trucker that scares Pee Wee and gets to get out of her car with the spooky ghost story. And honestly, she was wearing her little Nancy Grace wig too underneath that cowboy hat. And I have to say, she did a good job. She's a mover, she's a shaker, she's a headline maker. That's from freaking Ride the Cyclone. But she does a good job with the performance. I will say that she created a character. I would have loved to have seen how Acid Betty attacked the challenge. Not how Marge attacked it. How Mars attacks. It's another Tim Burton. Was it? Wait a minute. Yep, I was right. Tim Burton did direct both Mars Attacks and Pee Wee's Big Adventure, so ha. I read this book called Burton on Burton, which is, I guess, his, like, memoir. Not anymore, because he's released more movies, but, like, it was a thing about all of his stuff. He worked with Disney for a little bit. He helped out with Fox and the Hound, and then he told them after Dumbo he would not work with them anymore because they're a greedy, hungry circus. So that's iconic of Tim Burton, I guess. He's probably very problematic for some reason. I know I'm probably going to get a comment saying that. Acid Betty's look. This look is fine. I will say it is very Acid Betty. It is very, like, grunge, but also beautiful. I like the hair. I like the dress. I like the gloves. It's a full package for me. It's a cream. It's a good thing. And her verse and stuff like that, that's also gonna be a cream. She did a really good job with doing this challenge. Up next is Alyssa Hunter. So these are the Whiskey Chicks. That, by the way, that's what they're called. This is her look. Bob Mackie inspired look from I think the 2024 VMAs. Um, and yeah, that's a really great look. I enjoy Alyssa's look a lot. Though what I will say is that in the challenge, she was the weakest out of all of them, and I think that she's been the weakest twice. She just has. Um, she hasn't really done what she needs to do to get Drag Race. You know, like she hasn't really improved that much on the actual racing. But this look is very good. It's a cream. I like that it is the Bob Mackie like knockoff type stuff, but because you can't actually get a Mackie, and Lord have mercy if Miley ain't going to keep that. I guess I should give you my thoughts and opinions about Miley Cyrus while I'm here. So, I hadn't heard of Miley Cyrus until Hannah Montana came out. It came out in 2007. I was 6. And, I think it came out in 2007. It might have been 2006. But, we watched it. I was a multitude of things. I was a Cartoon Network kid, Nickelodeon kid, Disney Channel kid. My mom didn't like Disney Channel as much because the shows there weren't really like that great for her. She wanted to teach us like good morals and stuff like that. But that's where we watched Zack and Cody. The only show that I think that she liked besides Hannah Montana was Phineas and Ferb, because it had like the mom was there and everybody was there, and she wanted to teach us, like good structured parenting and all that. Which I don't blame her for. I love my mom. But she thought it was amusing that Billy Ray Cyrus had his own Disney Channel show. Because she knew him from Achy Breaky Heart before Miley Cyrus was a thing. So, like, Miley being the star of her own show was really cool. I remember we went to the movie theater and watched the Hannah Montana movie. And we got the CD. So if you don't know what a CD is, it's a disc that has good music on it that you put into your CD player. And a CD player is a thing that could either be out in the open or it was in your car, and you could just feed that through, and then it played the thing. I don't know how it works like inside, but like I think it like reads the sound waves and stuff off of it. But yeah, we had 2 Hannah Montana CDs, and then my mom said, "This is too girly. We're gonna get rid of them." In like 2014, because my mom had her Tahoe until I'd have to call her and ask. I'm not gonna do that here, but yeah, she had her Tahoe, which had a CD player in it. I had a Saturn View that also had a CD player in it. I would listen to the Shrek 2 soundtrack all the time. Iconic soundtrack, I know. But anyway, and then I accidentally like wrecked it at 4 a.m. because I was late to my job at Chick-fil-A. So, yay. Anyway, but yeah, Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus was like a really great sort of like role model for us, and she was in Balt and all of that, and then the Bangers era happened, and she was everywhere on the news, but for the wrong reasons, and it was like, ooh sis, we can't be, yep, she's, oh god, it was a very like difficult time, and I did not like Miley Cyrus after that. And honestly, my taste has changed with her a lot. Like, I listen to Wrecking Ball sometimes, but I'm not really a big fan of her music. Flowers was okay. Flowers was good, but I wasn't really living for her after the Bangers era. I don't know. Maybe it was just the fact that like she wanted to be herself, be free, and all of that, but the way that she was being herself was a little bit like weird to me. And as a kid, you don't really recognize that that's what she wanted to do with herself, and I don't blame her for it, but it was like as a kid, watching Hannah Montana twerk was not a good thing for me because I was like, what the fuck is this? Anyway, this look by Alyssa, great. I just talked all that trash about the Bangers era, but this is Denali, and you gotta understand something. I don't like the Bangers era, but if a queen did not walk out with the mouse jumpsuit on, I was gonna call World of Wonder and I was gonna say, what the fuck is wrong with you? This is the most iconic Miley Cyrus look, besides maybe a Hannah Montana, wig and stuff, that she has had. This is what I think of when I think of Miley Cyrus now. Is I still think of the Bangers, like the mouse stuff, because it was everywhere when I was growing up. Like, it was everywhere. It was, Hannah Montana, all these jackets and stuff, and then it was the Bangers era, and then that after that, I always think of Miley Cyrus with her tongue out. Let's talk about Denali's performance. She did great. I don't think that she matched the other two in terms of, like, look wise. She was wearing, like, this furry hat, while the other two were kind of in chrome pieces. But, like, you don't really prepare for, like, a group challenge like that. As Kylie would say, they're fighting crime in different cities. They're hoeing down in different cities, I suppose. With Denali, her verse was really good. She was the best out of all three of them. But she also did a lot of dancing and stuff. And, yeah, it was fine. But I do think that she was kind of, like, doing a whole lot there. Every single syllable, well, we'll get into that, I guess, but she did great. Every single syllable had, like, a little dance move to it. But, yeah, it's going to be a cream for both her runway and also her look here. Also her verse. Up next is Cynthia Lee Fontaine. She's doing the, another VMAs, I think. And the tea is that this was the VMAs where Miley brought out a bunch of drag queens. And I saw Jiggly Caliente on my screen again. And I miss Jiggly Caliente because she's so iconic. And this was kind of like, I'm so glad that Miley was, like, a guest judge after the Bangers era. Because if they had had her on during the Bangers era, that would have been a messy mess. It would have been Miss Meghan Trainor, like 1.0, because I think that she probably would have done it before Megan. Anyway, this look is very good, but it's also a little bit Candy Muse wig or like Lana Del Rey wig when she did the ugly dress runway look. But I will say that, does it match? Hold on. Not really, but I mean, like, it's fine. Kinda. It's dragged out a whole lot, which I enjoy. Jamal said, why didn't you, like, show your ass on the main stage? Because Cuckoo is everything. She didn't need to show her ass every single time she's on the main stage. That being said, she could have, and I would have lived for it. Cynthia did a great job on the runway. It's a cream. And in the performance, it was something that I have to call out here is, remember when she did Kimberly Kardashian? She did Kardashian the musical, and she didn't know any of the words. She wrote and recorded this, and when she got up on stage, she just started flubbing the lines. And I'm like, Cynthia, sweetheart, the vocals, amazing. The dance moves, amazing. Watermelon, 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 completely lost me. It's going to be a cream for the vocals and for the dancing and for the performance overall. But it's a crunch because she did not know her words. So, up next, Miss Diabetti. I have to say that I don't get Miley Cyrus out of this. Like, I guess I do. Not to bring up somebody else who has recently passed, but she kind of looks like Amberelle with the spiky hair. Rest in peace, Queen. Like, she was iconic. I use her, like, a couple of her recipes when I do dishes sometimes, like her beef stir fry stuff. is iconic, and I loved her. Um, but I don't really get Miley Cyrus from this. I don't think that Miley gets Miley Cyrus from it either. It's a good look. It's soft cream maybe in the performance. I don't really remember what she did, but I guess it was okay. She was kind of sandwiched between two queens that kind of like owned the stage, so it's gonna be a crunch because I just don't remember anything that she did that was really like standing out. Um, Daya to me is great, but she's getting in her head a little bit, trying to strategize and trying to make her next move, and I don't think that she needs to do that. She doesn't need to, once I make my move, then you're free to take the king. She don't need to do all that. Last but not least, or I guess at least maybe, Ginger Minge. So, there's the Miley look. There's the Ginger look. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This is a crunch, and let me explain why. I get it. You want to be for the youth, but if you want to be for the youth, I would have done like Hannah Montana. I would have done something that was outside of your box. This feels very Ginger to me, and that's a problem because when you have the weight of the world on you because people are disliking you on this season for some reason. I mean, we've kind of already explained why, I guess. You gotta have a runway that is gonna, like, make people go, oh, okay, yeah, this is kind of cool, though. Like, you didn't deserve to win, but this was cool. I just don't get that from this. I really think that if she had done something from the Bangers era or something from the Hannah Montana era, it would have worked better. But this is a crunch. In the challenge, it's a cream. I'm sorry. She did really well. She knows what she's doing, and she definitely deserved something. You know, like it was a great thing to watch. When she said, "And I'm the wife," and all of that, and she had the hair. The problem is that for the challenge, I really think that they should have focused on her vocals more instead of her being funny, because the thing about it is that yeah, you can be funny all year round and that's fabulous, but the second that it's like a serious acting challenge, you need to start like being serious about what you need to do, like a serious girl group challenge. You know, I would have rather it have been cunt than funny, but I mean, she's a cream. It was a cream. So we get to the judging, and the judges announce that Denali and Ginger Minge are the top two of the week. Me personally, I would have given it to Cynthia Lee Fontaine, and here's why. Cynthia deserved something here. I feel like she did really well, but I don't feel like in the performance and on the runway. But if she had known the words better, maybe she would have done it. Acid Betty also did well. They highlighted her during the thing because I ended up watching the judges' critiques. Why the fuck not? And she did okay. However, what I will say is that I'm not mad at this top two. I get where people are coming from saying that Ginger probably didn't deserve it. That is totally valid and that is probably correct. But, like, I don't know. I enjoyed her. I think that she did really well. And I think that people kind of need to realize that and realize, hey, she's doing great. Let's talk about the lip sync. It is To See You Again by Miley Cyrus. I had to say, I wish that they had chosen a different song like Can't Be Tamed for this, or The Bitch Is Back, or something from Hannah Montana. Not The Climb. The Climb is amazing, but like another ballad song, really, we wouldn't need to see that. Hoedown Throwdown is there as well, or If We Were a Movie, or, you know, Flowers Again, you know, whatever. See You Again is a good song, but it's not a lip sync song. I don't know how you would lip sync to that song. But both of the branches that both of these queens took were incorrect. Ginger needs to start moving and grooving more because I'm getting kind of bored with the let me stand in one place and emote type thing. I get that for a lot of queens, like you gotta stand there and emote, like park and bark. This was not that. And her funny expressions and stuff are amazing. But I don't necessarily think that that was what the song was asking for. And that's why I think Can't Be Tamed could have been a better song for this, because you have a beat, you have a groove, you have a thing, and Denali could have workshopped something to go along with it, and it would have suited both of them. Because Ginger could have stood there and did what Ginger Minj does best, and Denali could have done a full dance move, and it would have been fine. But as it stands, Ginger is doing nothing. She's Charlie Hidesing it a little bit, but with more emotion. And Denali's just, I'm over here, I'm doing a split, I'm doing it. She's trying to take what she did in 100% Pure Love, and she's trying to workshop it and remold it into something that she can use here. And that's just not what we're looking for. Like, she is being Miss Bumblepuss going all around like, wee, wee, woo, woo, woo. I know, Marcy. Jacob is doing crazy hands. Absolutely not. Thank you. She's going like, boo, 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 up and down, up and down. And I just think it was too much. It's too much. It's too much for what this song is. This is not a like disco 100% Pure Love. 100% Pure Love ain't even disco, but like it isn't like a dance song. It is a whatever song. Like, so with Denali doing all these things, it's kind of like, okay, girl, calm down. And that's ultimately, I think, why Ginger won, was because she was just all over the place. And I get it, when you're on ice skates, when you're doing, the hi, how are you? She's laying down, being cute. I got Seashell over there also being cute. Seashell, what you doing? Hi. Why are you looking at me like that? Okay, anyway. Hi, Mama. What you doing? Hey. Don't hit me, Nope, she hit me. Anyway, when you're doing too much, when you're doing all of that, it seems desperate. It's kind of like what Derek Barry did during You Make Me Feel Mighty Real, or Lucky during The Way That You Love Me. It was just desperate in an attempt to win. And she had every single word choreographed. And that was the problem in the dance, in the group challenge too. Every single thing was choreographed. Georges does the exact same thing, and that pisses me off to no end. Because it's like, they have a movement for everything. It's kind of like those videos where it's like, Kate, open the gate. Which I don't like those videos, but they somehow keep on popping up on my feed, and I keep on watching them. Anyway, I think that's why Ginger won, because she was commanding the stage, she was okay, and she wasn't flopping around like a dead fish, which unfortunately I think is what kind of Denali was doing. And Marcy, you should not be showing your Medusi on camera. We're not doing all that, okay? We're also not going to show your butt, because that's gross. No, put it back, put it down. Go, no, nope. Clean yourself, gosh. No, ma'am. Thank you. I'm trying to attack Seashell now. Anyway, Ginger wins the performance, which everybody on Twitter was mad about. Everybody's like, oh, favoritism. Yeah, I get that. But, like, when I watched the lip sync, I don't think either one of them won. But I would have rather had Ginger win than somebody whose job, wow, wow, woo, wow, wow, wow. It's like one of those balloons that you have, that clowns have, and they just whiz around everywhere. And it's like, okay, ground yourself. A lip sync for your legacy is not the same as a lip sync for your life. Right? During 100% Pure Love, fine that you were doing it from the back to the middle and like that was fine. But a lip sync for your legacy is chill. You are fighting to win an extra point, but even if you don't, you got 2 more points. You got 2 points. You won the challenge. So it's like, breathe, Denali, and not everything's gotta have its own little dance number to it. I mean, Lord of mercy. And you can tell in Denali's face, she thought she devoured that. And I had to say I just talked shit on her, but she did a job. And she definitely could have won. If they wanted to justify it, that her performance was a lot more animated and a lot more, like, dancing and stuff, if that's what RuPaul was looking for, then yeah, they could have justified her winning it hands down. However, Ginger was what they were looking for. And yeah, I can see that, her being comedy all the time isn't necessarily the best thing. But at the same time, I mean, it's what RuPaul really likes. It's what RuPaul wants to see. Anyway, so it's the current standing right now. Ginger Minj has 6 points. Denali has 3 points. Diabetti has 2 points, and the rest of them all have 1 point. So okay, what am I gonna say here? Because I just lost my train of thought. It has derailed. I don't know what I was gonna say. My brain is mush. I don't know why it's mush either. I'm doing okay. Guess it's just from the long nights and me working. Lord have mercy. I love my new job. Don't get me wrong, but I am exhausted. I work like the night shift, so I'm just what was I gonna say? Let's talk about All Stars 11 for a second, I guess. Look, they have already kind of said that it's going to be a bracket, and we kind of already know at least 2 brackets of the casts. I don't know, like, if it's confirmed or not, but the people that they did get, good, solid choices, at least for one of the brackets. The second bracket, I'm not quite sure about, but we shall see. Everything can change, but I think that this bracket system works for a bit, and then it kind of gets like tiring because we've had the first 2 brackets, but I really wish that we had bracket 1 episode 1, bracket 2 episode 1, bracket 3 episode 1, and then we just continue that, so that way everybody's getting seen. We can talk about everybody. It makes sense. I also think that for All Stars 11, they should do the main points at the end of the episode, the MVQ points at the end of the episode. That way we know who's going in and all of that, instead of waiting for that. I don't think it's going to be that much of a big twist on All Stars 11. So unless they, like, implement a twist where only, like, 1 queen moves on or 2 queens move on, or, like some other twist like that, it's not going to be, like, as fulfilling as this season was. And I saw this tweet that said, the All-Stars 10 was good until this bracket. This bracket is a feel-good bracket, for me at least. Cynthia is being kind and congenial. Acid is kind of trying to rally up drama, but is not really getting there. Denali is there. I mean, and Ginger, you could see the desperation in Ginger's eyes on Untucked, because she's scared that if she's not, because full damn well, if she didn't win this challenge, she would not be getting a point. She would not be. They would have not given her a point, and the reason that they wouldn't have given her a point is because she's Ginger fucking Minj. She's Ginger Minj. Everybody knows that Ginger is a powerhouse. So unless she's going to consistently be in the top, which next week she probably will be, honestly, next week is the Golden Bachelor. Which I was sitting there going, okay, so it's like the Golden Bachelor. It's going to be, they're going to have to play like old people. Imagine my surprise when I tune in to like the little sneak peek, and it's dogs. It's dogs. My brother has a dog. His name's Nobis. Oh man, hold on. Give me a damn minute. Because I literally turned on my phone and he was right there. Now it's just pictures of Seashell and Marceline, who I love and I would not change for the world, but yeah, I have one of those like screens that I can like turn off the phone, and then when I turn it back on, it's another image. And it's just pictures of my cats, but then sometimes I'll get like a picture of Nobis in here, and it makes me happy because Nobis is like the bestest dog. He's a boxer mastiff mix, so he's gigantic with a itty bitty brain, you know. Brain, there he is. There's Nobis. Look at him. He's iconic. I love him. Look at him. No. But yeah, dogs. It's dogs. So Gingerman's just probably going to win next week. And people can be mad about it. Honestly, I think that this bracket was the rejects of the other two. Like, how iconic would it be? Hold on, wait a minute. Hear me out. So you have two brackets, right? You got bracket 1 and bracket 2. And then you send 3 forward. And then the 3 that don't make it compete in the third bracket. So then it creates its own separate bracket. And then those queens compete in 3 more episodes to get to the final thing. That would be iconic. That would be, like, really cool. It would be a twist that nobody saw coming. I would enjoy to watch it, and I think that would be really cool to watch it. Anyway, what did you guys think of this this episode? Leave your comments down below. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.